Lina came from a very poor family. Lina's father drove a small rickshaw. Her mother stitched clothes. Life inside their small rented room moved between noise and hunger. But Lina always dreamed of becoming a doctor. Every evening, Lina stared at the hospital near her lane and imagined wearing a white coat one day. Arjun lived in the same colony. Arjun was an average boy, neither rich nor brilliant. Arjun worked at a local stationery shop after college to help his family. Arjun and Lina met when Arjun gave her second-hand textbooks that someone sold to the shop. Lina thanked him politely and continued coming often for old books. Slowly, small talks became daily routine. Arjun noticed Lina's honesty and focus. Arjun started helping her more. Free notes, borrowed guides, old question papers. Arjun believed good people deserve chances, even if life is unfair. Lina began trusting Arjun. Months passed. Lina completed her school with good marks, but could not afford medical coaching. Arjun convinced his friend at a small coaching center to give her a seat with minimum fees. When the owner refused, Arjun offered to pay remaining amount monthly. Arjun took extra shifts, delivered parcels at night, and saved coins. Lina never asked him, but Arjun helped anyway. Every morning, Lina studied, and every evening, Arjun waited outside coaching to drop her home. People teased them. Some called Arjun foolish. Arjun never cared. He said success of one person from their colony could change the mindset of many. During exam days, Arjun stayed awake helping Lina revise. When Lina cried from stress, Arjun motivated her quietly. When she passed the entrance test, Arjun celebrated like it was his own victory. Lina got admission to a government medical college in another city. It was a dream opportunity, but hostel expenses scared her. Arjun again stepped forward. Arjun sold his motorbike and gave money for her hostel deposit. Lina hesitated, but Arjun said education is investment, not charity. Lina promised Arjun that no matter what happens, she would return and make him proud. Arjun smiled and waved goodbye at the bus stop. College life changed Lina's world. For the first time, Lina saw students with cars, branded phones, expensive clothes. At first, Lina felt shy, then slowly tried fitting in. Lina's classmates invited her to parties. Arjun kept calling sometimes, asking about studies, reminding her to eat well. Lina replied less often because schedules became busy. Arjun never complained. Arjun worked harder in the shop to send small amounts whenever Lina asked. Sometimes, Arjun skipped lunch to save for her books. He never mentioned it. As months turned to years, Lina transformed. Her accent changed. Her style changed. Her circle changed. Arjun still stayed the same simple boy in the same small shop. He never realized distance was already growing silently. During final year, Lina met Rohan, a senior from a rich background. Rohan owned a car and lived in a city flat. Rohan liked Lina's humble nature. He started helping her with internships and clinical work. Lina felt grateful, then attached. Rohan impressed her with luxury she had never seen. Slowly, Lina started spending evenings with him and stopped answering Arjun's calls. Arjun noticed silence, but trusted her busy schedule. Arjun saved for her graduation gift, a stethoscope with her name engraved. When results came, Lina passed with high marks. The colony celebrated. Arjun decorated his shop with small lights. Arjun told everyone the girl he believed in became a doctor. Weeks later, Lina returned to town for a short visit. Arjun waited outside the bus stand with flowers and the engraved stethoscope box. Lina arrived wearing modern clothes, dark glasses, and a cold expression. Arjun ran forward happily. Lina looked uncomfortable seeing him in dusty clothes. Arjun congratulated her, gave her the gift. Lina thanked politely, but looked distracted. Arjun asked if something was wrong. Lina said life changed. Things moved on, and she had new plans now. Arjun did not understand. Arjun asked about old promises, about shared dreams. Lina said those were childish emotions. Lina said she appreciated his help, but both came from different worlds now. Arjun stood silent, shocked. People nearby watched quietly. Lina's car driver took her luggage. She said she had to attend a city interview with Rohan's hospital group. She wished Arjun good luck and left. The bus stand air turned heavy. Arjun still held the empty flower wrapper. The engraved box slipped from his hand and hit the ground softly. The sound broke something deeper than glass. That night, Arjun sat outside the closed shop. Rain started slowly. Every sacrifice flashed in his mind. The long nights, the lost motorbike, the skipped meals, the promises. For first time, Arjun realized help without gratitude can become pain sharper than betrayal. Still, Arjun did not curse her. Arjun only whispered that time would return balance someday. Days passed. Lina joined Rohan's private hospital in the city. She posted pictures in lab coat beside luxury cars. Arjun kept silent and disappeared from online platforms. People said Arjun became quieter than before. Some said he left the job. Some said he joined a night college diploma. No one knew exact truth. Only the silence remained visible. Lina never asked. Lina enjoyed new social circle. Rohan introduced her as the genius from a small town, and she smiled proudly. She forgot the hands that carried her through hunger years. Time kept moving, but destiny moves in circles. Months passed. Lina's new life looked perfect from outside. Expensive clothes, fancy restaurants, and constant compliments made her feel like she had finally escaped poverty. Rohan treated her well at first. He bought her gifts, introduced her to wealthy colleagues, and called her his success story. Lina believed the hard part of life was over. Arjun became a forgotten name. Lina told people she came from a struggling background, but never mentioned who paid her hostel fees or bought her first medical books. She erased Arjun from every conversation like he never existed. Meanwhile, Arjun moved away from town quietly. Arjun took admission in a small business college through part-time study. He learned computer work, marketing, and medical supply trade. Arjun found work with a distributor who sold hospital equipment to clinics and labs. Slowly, he started understanding the system that ran behind hospitals. The real business behind the white coats. Lina continued climbing socially. Rohan's family began noticing her often at parties. But soon, Rohan changed. The same man who once called her special started getting bored. He began showing his arrogance openly. He reminded Lina of her poor background whenever they argued. One evening, Rohan shouted in front of his friends, saying, "I picked you from a small street, don't forget that." The laughter that followed stabbed deeper than any insult before. Lina felt the humiliation burn inside her. For the first time, she thought about Arjun and how he never made her feel small, even when she had nothing. Days later, Rohan started avoiding her calls. Lina tried to stay professional at the hospital, but gossip spread. Soon, people whispered that she got the job only because of Rohan. Her confidence began breaking. At the same time, a new company began supplying advanced medical machines to the hospital, Suryatech Medline. The name started appearing on invoices, posters, and internal memos. Everyone admired how quickly the company grew. One day, during a staff meeting, the hospital director announced that Suryatech Medline's founder would visit personally to finalize a long-term partnership. Lina sat among the crowd, half distracted, unaware that fate was bringing her face to face with her past. The door opened. Arjun entered wearing a clean suit, holding a file and a calm expression. His eyes scanned the room, polite but confident. He didn't look like the same boy from the colony anymore. Lina froze. Her heartbeat stopped for a second. The director introduced Arjun as Mr. Arjun Mehra, founder and managing partner of Suryatech Medline. Everyone clapped. Arjun nodded slightly, keeping his composure. His voice sounded steady, professional, powerful. He gave a short presentation about his company's products. The room listened quietly. Lina sat still, unable to believe what she was seeing. The man she left behind for a better life now stood in front of her as someone entirely new. After the meeting ended, Arjun spoke to the hospital management, discussed terms, shook hands, and began walking out. Lina followed him silently. Outside the conference room, she called his name softly. Arjun. Arjun stopped and turned. His expression stayed calm. No anger, no excitement, just distance. Lina spoke nervously. She said she was proud of him. She said she never imagined he would reach this level. Arjun nodded slightly and said, "Everyone reaches where their effort deserves." His voice stayed neutral. Lina tried to explain herself, but Arjun didn't let emotions enter. He told her he had another meeting and left politely. That small moment stayed inside Lina's mind like a knife. She couldn't sleep that night. The man she once pitied was now in control of decisions that affected her workplace. Over the next few months, Arjun's company expanded to several hospitals in the same region. Lina saw his name appear everywhere. Product tags, donation boards, even training programs sponsored by his firm. Arjun never once tried to talk to her personally. His silence hurt more than any insult could. Rohan noticed Lina becoming quiet and distracted. He asked what was wrong. Lina told him nothing. Rohan soon moved on to another doctor in the hospital and ended their relationship coldly. Lina's reputation dropped slowly. Some of Rohan's friends spread rumors. The management began doubting her professionalism. The same hospital that once gave her pride now became a place of whispers. One morning, she received an internal message. All staff from Dr. Rohan's unit will attend a supply review meeting with Suryatech Medline representatives. The meeting meant she had to sit again across the table from Arjun. She considered skipping, but professional duty forced her to attend. When the meeting started, Arjun spoke clearly about patient care, product quality, and ethics in medicine. His tone remained polite, but carried authority. Lina kept her head down. After the session, Arjun looked around the table and said, "Hospitals must value people who work sincerely, not those who treat relationships like opportunities." The words hit directly, but came out professional enough to sound general. Everyone nodded in agreement, unaware of the hidden truth behind them. Later, Lina met him in the hallway again. She thanked him for not exposing her. Arjun smiled faintly and said, "There was nothing to expose. Time already did that." That sentence broke her from inside. In the following weeks, rumors about Rohan's unethical practices reached higher management. A quiet internal investigation began. Arjun's company cooperated fully with evidence. Soon, Rohan's position weakened and he resigned. Lina didn't understand how it all unfolded so precisely, but deep down, she knew Arjun didn't need to lift a finger. Life was balancing itself. She started visiting her old neighborhood on weekends, walking near the places where she once studied with borrowed books. Each corner reminded her of Arjun's sacrifices, the coaching forms, the late-night notes, the rain-soaked promises. Now, the roles had reversed. Lina lived in silence. Arjun walked in peace. Months continued passing. The city moved fast, but Lina's world slowed down. She still worked at the same hospital, but her spark was gone. Her face showed exhaustion that makeup couldn't hide. Every day, she crossed posters with the logo of Suryatech Medline, and every time she saw that name, guilt pressed heavier on her heart. Arjun, on the other hand, lived quietly. His company grew, but he never changed his nature. He still helped small-town students with free scholarships. He donated old textbooks to rural schools, remembering where he came from. People who once mocked him now respected him. His name became known for reliability and humility. One evening, fate brought them together again. A health camp was organized by Suryatech Medline in association with the same hospital. Arjun was the chief guest. Lina was one of the doctors on duty. When Arjun entered the camp, the staff stood to welcome him. Cameras flashed. Lina stood in the second row, hesitant, eyes trembling. Arjun's gaze passed over her once. Calm, distant, professional. He didn't flinch. He spoke to everyone about serving humanity, about how knowledge means nothing without gratitude and ethics. Every word carried weight. Lina listened silently, realizing that the message was meant for everyone, but spoken from experience. After the event, Lina walked outside alone, the noise behind her fading. Rain began to fall lightly, the same kind of drizzle that once covered their small town. Lina stood under the hospital porch, lost in thought, when a car stopped nearby. The door opened. Arjun stepped out, holding an umbrella. For a moment, neither spoke. The air carried only the sound of rain. Lina gathered courage and said softly, "Arjun, can we talk for a minute?" Arjun nodded once, wordless, and walked with her to a quiet corner of the hospital courtyard. Arjun helped me when nobody else believed I could become something. Arjun gave up comfort, dreams, and time so I could rise. And I destroyed that trust. I forgot who stood by me. I thought status mattered more than loyalty. I was wrong. And I know I can't fix what's broken, but I needed to say it. I'm sorry. Her words cracked between sobs. Arjun looked at her calmly. His voice stayed low, steady, and free from emotion. Lina doesn't owe me an apology anymore. Life already gave me what I needed, peace. I learned that real loyalty never asks for anything back. And betrayal, it always returns home to the one who caused it. Arjun forgave Lina long ago, but forgiveness doesn't mean return. Lina's tears fell faster. She said she didn't want him back. She just wanted him to know she finally understood. Arjun nodded slightly. Understanding late is still understanding. Keep it, and don't repeat it with anyone else. He turned to leave. Lina stood frozen, watching him walk toward his car under the rain, umbrella balanced, posture straight. That image stayed in her eyes forever. The man she once called average now looked untouchable, shining without arrogance, just strength. She whispered to herself, he won. But deep down, Lina knew his victory wasn't about money, success, or revenge. It was the victory of character. Weeks passed. Lina decided to resign from the hospital and start over in a smaller clinic in her hometown. She began working with poor children, offering free checkups. Every patient reminded her of the purpose she once had before pride consumed her. Slowly, the guilt turned into humility. Lina stopped chasing validation and started serving again, quietly. People said she changed. She became polite, kind, and careful with words. Sometimes, she passed by the same stationery shop where it all began. It was closed now, renovated into an office of Suryatech Medline. She smiled faintly, a smile filled with both pain and peace. Lina understood, finally, that Arjun didn't destroy her life, she destroyed her own. And Arjun didn't take revenge, he simply removed himself from her story and built his own ending. That was the truest revenge of all, self-respect. Years later, a local newspaper published an article, "From Shop Worker to Healthcare Visionary, the story of Arjun Mehra." Lina read it slowly while sitting in the clinic office. She folded the paper neatly and placed it beside the stethoscope that still carried her name, the same one Arjun gave her years ago. It was scratched and old, but she never replaced it. It reminded her where she came from and who helped her climb. She whispered quietly, "Thank you for everything, even the lesson." Outside, Children laughed as the rain returned. Inside, Lina smiled gently, still guilty, but wiser. Arjun, miles away in another city, stood on a hospital terrace, looking at the skyline. His assistant told him the company's expansion into rural areas was complete. Arjun simply said, "Good. Let's make sure we reach people who really need it." He looked at the clouds, calm and content. There was no anger left, no pain, only gratitude for the journey that shaped him. He had won long ago, not against Lina, but against his own weakness. The boy who once gave everything had become a man who needed nothing from anyone. And somewhere deep inside the quiet universe, balance returned.